Well, hello and thanks for watching another episode of ARFCOM News, your source for the finest 2A propaganda. Well, friends, the ATF wants to let you know that the deadline is fast approaching. If you want to get your applications in and pay that $200 tax, you gotta do it now or you won't be able to pay the tax. In all seriousness, I got an email from Silencer Shop informing me that the ATF has announced they will stop accepting Forms 1 and 4 applications on December 26th. They will stop accepting applications and then start accepting applications again on the 1st of January when the tax stamp goes to $0. Now, I'm sure many of you are super disappointed that you may miss out on the opportunity to pay $200 to the federal government to purchase back your rights granted to you by your creator, but you'll probably get over it. I do wonder if it's actually even legal for the ATF to stop processing applications. Obviously, they cannot collect a tax on January 1st. That would be unlawful, but they probably have a duty to process every application that we send to them, right? I mean, that's their job, isn't it? Then again, I think it'd probably be counterproductive to sue them over this thing. And obviously, there's going to be a massive influx of applications for the ATF. I assume pretty much all of us will be filing at least a couple of Forms 1 or 4 or both. But if you are one of the folks who have decided that you do not want to be on a list, please take a moment to type out a comment below this firearms related video in public and tell people how you don't want to be on a list. Bonus points if you have a membership in a gun rights organization and or routinely purchase firearms related accessories using a debit card. I have news for you. We are all on a list. And you just watched this video, so you're definitely on a list. But hey, it would be impossible for us to produce quality 2A propaganda without sponsors. So let's pay some bills. Today's video is sponsored by Hornady.
The 338 Advanced Rifle Cartridge. Purposefully designed for hard-hitting subsonic performance, the 338 ARC delivers 1.5 times more energy than the 300 Blackout subsonic. Featuring the 307-grain Sub-X bullet in the subsonic line and the 175-grain hollow point in Hornady Black. The big little cartridge that packs a punch. The 338 ARC from Hornady.
Hey, y'all remember back in June when an officially sanctioned yellow-vested safety volunteer for a No Kings protest went ahead and shot some innocent bystander because some other dude was holding an AR? And remember how the guy who was holding the AR and didn't actually hurt anybody got held for a week on no charges, but the dude who sent some rounds into a crowd of innocent people got no charges at all? That was really cool, wasn't it? That was definitely not a miscarriage of justice in any way. But thankfully, the guy who sent the rounds, what's his name, Matthew Alder, 43, has finally been charged with 1 count of manslaughter. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand that there may be some niggling points as to whether what he did qualifies as manslaughter or negligent homicide or some other crime, but let's be real honest here. This man negligently sent rounds into a crowd of people and struck an innocent bystander, killing him. There is no timeline in which that doesn't amount to some type of crime, negligent homicide at the very least. I'm not a lawyer because my parents were married, but it seems to me that at the very least they should have arrested him months ago, even if they hadn't quite figured out exactly which charges they were going to file against him, because there were definitely some charges that could be filed. It is almost as though there were some sort of political reasons involved. So if you'd like to get to the bottom of it, and if you would like to ask District Attorney Sam Gill yourself why he waited so long to file the charges, you can reach him at 385-468-7600 and ask him yourself. I strongly encourage you to do so. Gun industry news. Well, Palmetto State Armory has dropped the Olcan, which is a bullpup lower for the Jackal. In 5.56, it's going to be compatible with 16-inch, 14.5-inch, 13.7, and 10.5-inch. And in 300 Blackout, it'll be compatible with 14.5-inch, but not the 8.5-inch uppers. It will be available as a complete rifle or as just a lower if you like. I don't see any word on whether it would accept AR uppers, but based on the way the Jackal works, it might. I don't know. Hopefully it does, and if it doesn't, hopefully they come out with a version soon that is compatible with standard AR-15 uppers. The Olcan officially launches this Friday, the 12th of December at 4:30 p.m. I'd love to tell you things like manufacturer's suggested retail price, but as you know, YouTube hates us. So you'll have to go to Palmetto State Armory's site for that. I assure you they have a website, and of course the MSRP is listed there. So every year, the politicritters all get together and try to jam in a bunch of pork into the National Defense Authorization Act, which is considered a must-pass bill because, of course, nobody dares to upset the quarterly profit reports for Raytheon et al. This time around, our side, if you want to call them that, is trying to add an amendment to the NDAA which would add military surplus shotguns to the civilian marksmanship program. Now, if you've been following this channel for long, you know I'm not the biggest fan of shotguns. I think they're mostly just for birds and doors, but I gotta admit, I wouldn't mind getting my hands on a surplus 590. What do y'all think? That said, I know some of you beautiful degenerates prefer a shotgun for home defense, despite the fact that an AR-15 is objectively superior in every possible way. Obviously, it holds more bullets and it can defeat soft armor, but ARs recoil less and therefore are easier to engage multiple targets with precision, which brings us to the fact that they are substantially more precise for that low percentage shot should you need to take it. AR-15s have a much less complicated manual of arms and are also more reliable than shotguns in general. That said, rifles and shotguns are both way better than handguns for home defense because handguns, well, they're really not good at doing anything other than being small enough to be conveniently on your person at any given time, because in order to be small enough to be conveniently carried, they stop being good at pretty much everything that you want a gun to be good at, especially in terms of defense. But hey, you got a right to your opinion even if it's wrong, so share that down below and then head on over to ARFCOM GD and vote in the poll to let us know which is better for home defense, a rifle, a shotgun, or a handgun. And finally, Taylor is bullying me into including this one. I think the topic has been beaten to death, and I think everybody knows the right answer is that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but Tay-Tay insists. So, head on over to ARFCOM GD and vote in the poll. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? You guys know what the right answer is. As always, we will include links down there in the doobly-doo, but of course, YouTube hates the URL that ARFCOM lives at, so I can't tell you what ARFCOM is short for, but I think you guys are smart, and I'll include the rest of the URL in the description so you can find your way there.
I've never been so American in my life!
Well, friends, thanks for watching. And if you would like to help us keep delivering you pure and good American propaganda at the low, low price of $3.99, don't forget that it would be literally impossible to produce quality 2A propaganda without sponsors. So do us a solid and get yourself something nice from them. You deserve it. I love you.